Wonderful. So we'll just check.
There's Gaia.
Mute myself. So Zara's going to keep an eye on you guys just to make sure that we're muted during the song portions, and then obviously if you have any questions after each song, you can just give us a wave, and Zara will be keeping an eye on you so we can address your questions. So this is Cosmic Choir round 2, and you can see a few people here in person. Just want to show you because it's nice for the group to be, you know, all connected. Can you see a few people here? Yeah, and we've got a couple of new members, 4 new members who have come in person, and we've got the stalwart crew from round 1 that you might have seen on the video. They're here. Vivian, Matthew, Pilu, and Carolina, they're here. So that's really nice. They're like holding the hub, if you like. And I'm sure, hopefully, you know, we never know what life may bring, how long this will be possible for, but it's great to have the opportunity to come together right now, and especially to see you from all around the world. Can see Lucille, who's in Portugal, Elena in Greece, we've got Ian in Australia, Candida in England, Holland, London. So really lovely, and welcome from wherever you are. So why have we come together to sing? What's the point? And because there has to be a point, or we wouldn't be coming together to sing together. And why have we come together to sing in Sanskrit? So when you want to find out about something, when you want to find out where the River Thames is from, you have to keep walking all the way along the Thames and get to the source. People can tell you where the source of the Thames is, but that's only information, and it's only words, and it's only present in your imagination. Until you actually walk all the way along the Thames and see the source for yourself, then we'll know that's where the start of the river is. So to discover things, we have to go back. And there's the saying, olden is golden. And it is saying that for there's a reason, because we need to step back and back and back and back until we can find the source of ourselves. And that's an eternal question humanity is asking. Where are we from? Who are we? So the Sanskrit language is one of, not the, but one of the oldest languages still accessible to mankind today. And if that's the case, if this is a language that is thousands of years in existence and unchanged, then that is pretty far back to the source as we can get in the terms of sound. And if the universe is made up of vibrations of sound, and if through sound vibrations, there's the capacity to change the very cellular structure of this body, if there's the capacity to raise an atmosphere, lift it, raise the vibration frequency, then the sounds of Sanskrit are one of the greatest in existence for this. So that's one of the many reasons we come together. But another thing is, when you just have one person sounding, for that one person, that sound is healing. And for their environment, that sound is healing. When you have a group of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 plus people just sounding that all the vibrational frequencies unite together, and the seeming differences, because we are all different, we have different personalities, different characters, different human bodies, which all vibrate slightly differently. But when we all come together and sing that sound, you can hear, if you listen carefully, the differences in the sound, but at the same time, there is a unity that emerges, and from that, the power is magnified 10,000-fold. but we have to listen, continuously listen. And in order to sing, we have to continuously be emptied. So for all the rehearsals, may you be empty, because we've built up thousands and thousands of thoughts and ideas about ourselves, about the world, about what we think. But during the rehearsals, we're just going to fill ourselves with sound of Sanskrit, with song, nothing else. So no matter what our life responsibilities are, mother, daughter, sister, friend, brother, no matter what, for the rehearsals, we're empty and we just listen and sing, listen and sing. Anything else we need to know? So the world needs more than ever, and this might be an opinion, a personal opinion, but so be it. The world needs sound that is uplifting, because most of the sound vibrations coming in and out of the world through news reportage, etc., is not necessarily sound that is uplifting. It is possible to find it in places, of course it is, but the frequencies being pushed out onto the world stage are not necessarily that. So it's a great service to come together and join in sound that is shuddha, pure. So there's a lot of songs on your sheets for the Cosmic Choir this round too, and it's no pressure at any point. We're just going to see how we go, see how the choir comes. There are some Vedic hymns and Vedic chants on your sheets, and just want to give you a heads up. At around 12 p.m, just before 12, we're going to finish the more singy part of the choir rehearsal, and then we're going to have a portion that is specifically Vedic chant. The reason is because people pay thousands and thousands of pounds to have a yajna performed for them, for instance. And what is a yajna? Is when many, many rishis, if you like, or you could say modern day sannyasis, they come together and they chant Vedic chants for a purpose often, like it might be for a family to have good crops, or for a family to help that family with the death of their son to grieve. Whatever it is, there's a purpose often. But we're going to come together and sound a few Vedic chants just for the purpose of tuning in to the frequency of that chant. And one of the chants is Medha. We have a chant on our sheets, Medha. And Medha is supreme intelligence. It surpasses the intellect, so that we can begin to understand and trust more in our own innate intuition and wisdom. So that's one of the chants. And the other chant is to Saraswati, which is the flow and the creativity. So just to tell you this, in Vedic chanting, if the choir can come together and chant the Vedas for people to hear, it will have a great, great impact. But just to give you the caveat that if you don't feel like Vedic chanting, then feel free to leave at 12 p.m. It's absolutely fine, because it is an intense practice and you need to be fully ready for it. Do you see? I don't mean ready as in trained in any way. What I mean is in ready to go into the fire, because it's intense. So if that's not for you, you can just enjoy it when the concert comes. You can just sit and listen to the Vedic chanting. So just to make sure that's clear, and there's no problem whatsoever, because you might not feel like it now and you might at some point or whatever. So it's just to let you know that's how the rehearsals will structure. So we'll have an hour and a half singing style, and then we'll go into the Vedic chant. So on your sheets, your rehearsal sheets, when we get to it, I'll make it clear, it might be obvious, but which is the long Vedic bits. And for those of you who feel it's too much, because we do have commitments, and there's no point forcing yourself if you're busy in the in-between, because the Vedic chants would need to be repeated daily in order to really get, but the songs will come quite easily, I'm hoping. So if you don't have time for that daily commitment, then don't worry about the Vedic part. Okay, so I hope that's okay. But if there's any questions, you can ask in the breaks in between. But for now, any questions up till now? And if not, we'll get singing. Okay, wonderful. So let's close the eyes. And wherever you are in the world, listen. And we'll offer this term of cosmic choir up. We surrender whatever might get in the way of the flow of the cosmic choir. And we offer ourselves to be vehicles of service through sound, through song, through Sanskrit, together. And may these rehearsals, may these practice sessions be blessed. May we be fully supported. And may we trust the guides that show us what is needed, where it is needed. And may we pledge to jump into the rivers of sound and to trust and let go of whatever we've been holding onto and carrying up until now that might stop us jumping in to the rivers of sound. And keeping the eyes closed, we take a deep inhale, and as we inhale, tense the whole body, clench as much of the body as you can, the buttock muscles, the thighs, all the musculature. So as we breathe in, clench everything. Clench it really, really tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And as you exhale through the mouth, release. And as we exhale through the mouth, we'll do it in two sighs, if you like. So as we exhale, we go, like this. So we inhale, tense everything. And as you exhale, release. And one more. Deep inhale and clench. And exhale. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Vakratunda Mahakaya Sūrya Koti Samaprabha Nirvighnam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Sarvebhyo Rishibhyo Namaha Shri Mahavishnave Namaha Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha Shri vāgdevyai cha vidmahe Brahmapatnyai cha dhimahi Tanno Vani prachodayāt. And all together, we bless this space, we bless this place, we bless ourselves, we bless each other, we offer up with the words Om Śrī Paramātmane Nama Atha, a nice long Om all together. Śrī Paramātmane Nama Atha. I'm bowing the head towards the tips of fingers, softly blinking open the eyes. As we inhale, we raise palms up. And as we release, we sound Atha. To practice an exercise of trust. You know, like when you do that game and someone pushes you to one side and then they catch you on the other side. You want to feel like you're trusting like that when you sing. So this exercise of trust is in relation to the breath. So now we want to practice the sensation of feeling that we don't have to breathe in. So I'm just going to carry on speaking a little bit until the breath is nearly out. Just carry on speaking a little bit. The breath is nearly gone, but there's still a bit more breath, so there's sound to still come, and the breath is nearly at its end. Now it's at its end. It's at its end. Beats Om. The last beat is the silent bit. So 3 beat Om, 4th beat silent. Om. Om. Now we bring in the second 2 mantras. Aim, actually 3 mantras. Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. So it's going to be Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. So the fourth beat of the silent Om, we start the I, Aim. So we have Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. Rest. Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. 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 Now we're going to close our eyes, because when we do come to sound these mantras at the very beginning of Cosmic Choir Concert number 2, we will be sitting with eyes closed, completely trusting that we can sing with each other. So we start off with the Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm.
Gabriella, may I ask what's the third one, please?
Śrīm.
The one before?
Hrīm. And
Sorry?
Hrīm.
Hrīm. Huh. Thank you.
Thanks, Jane. And Zara will type these mantras into chat box. So those of you on Zoom, you can just keep your eyes on the chat box and they will come, you'll see them. But the first mantra is Aim, Aim, A-E. It makes the I, Aim. And the second one is Hrīm, R-E. And each sound is important because it represents qualities, if you like. It represents vibrations of heat, of clarity, of clearing out, especially the H-R-E-M. So we've got, hey Zad, you have the PDF to copy paste. Oh, you're right, it's not there. So let me spell it on the chat box, hold on. It's so nice though that Zara to see how you would spell it, like how you say phonetically or something. So it's Om, Aim, Hrīm. Yes, Zara's right, these are not on your sheets because these are just invocatory beginning mantras to our Saraswati chant. So you've got Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. Thanks, Jane, for pointing that out. Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. The seed mantras. Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. 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 Om, Be aware as you sound these mantras to give the vowels due value. So the Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. To not overdo the nasal, the vowel must have its measure. So it's just like the Om has its measure, 3 parts. Each mantra has its measure. Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. Because the vowel is the Shakti of the mantra. The consonants of the mantra are the earthly qualities, but the vowel is the essence. So now we begin to, we're a choir, right? A choir. And we happen to be in the Western world. Well, right now we in this room are in the Western world. Maybe some of you are not. But for us here, we're in the Western world. So we're just going to bring a little bit of the Western choral tradition to it, if you like. Because in the beautiful system of Indian Carnatic and Hindustani vocal music, it's so complete in and of itself, it doesn't need harmonies. But often for the Western ear, harmonies give a certain sweetness that attracts the ear. And if you're a bee, you need to be attracted by the sweetness of the flower. If the flower is not smelling, how do you know where the pollen is? So we're just leaving a trail, if you like. Think of it like that. Once you're on the trail, you can let go of all the harmonies, can let go even of the mantras themselves, and simply vibrate the sounds within. But until that point, let's follow the path of the bee, because we're going path. If you like, the theme of this cosmic choir is follow the path back home. So for now, we're the bee and we smell the sweet fragrance of harmony. And we're a choir, so we take part in that harmony. Harmony is an incredible discipline. To sing in harmony takes the discipline of trust, the discipline of letting go, and the discipline of fine attention. So we have one part is singing Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. Let's just divide the room down the middle. So this group is singing Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm. Keep singing, just on a keep the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No rushing. No rushing. Westerners rush. Oh, I mean, maybe not just Westerners. Keep the beat. This is the discipline. Yes. You need to keep this beat without counting. Yes. No rushing, Mr. Pilu. Until Pilu gets it, we carry on. It's the best training. Yes. Yes. There you go. One more time. Yes. There you go. Śrīm. Now, group 2. Om. Continue singing. Group 2, as we get towards the end, our part changes. It will be sung in a minute. Listen. We go Om Ai Group 1, be silent. Group 2, we practice Om Ai Hrīm Śrīm. Once more. I'll stop on the note until we get it. Let's go again. This is the jump. Om Ai. Nearly, but group 2, you have to jump more than you think. So, you know, you go, Om. Try that. Om. Now, just relax. Like, feel like you're sinking into the mud. Normally, we go flat. I have a problem, which is I go flat. So I might drag you down with me. So I apologize for that. But a lot of people have the trouble, they go sharp. It's because the body is all hyped up from certain stuff. I need more tendency to laziness, so the flat comes in. But if you're a tendency to work hard, then you might go sharp a bit much, and it pushes it a bit higher. So those who have a tendency to push need to relax. Those who have a tendency for laziness need to sit up and energize. So in the song, so it's to get that note, it's I don't want to use the piano too much, because in the concert we won't, because these sounds are free, but You hear it? Shrim. So let's try. Shrim with the group ones. As we go on through the rehearsals and as we get to know this, you can then begin to enjoy the mantras and allow them to have their effects on you as they will. And they'll always be having their effects, but you know what I mean. But until that point, we're focused, you know, until we can let them sing through us because we really know them. So now, for those of you who have studied Sanskrit, we have the vowels of the Sanskrit alphabet because we're honoring Saraswati at the start. And for those of you who haven't studied Sanskrit, they're as simple as you can possibly get as long as you relax. So these are phonetic, simple baby sounds. So let's just revise them. We have a, I, u, r, r, a, I, o, ah, or aha. Let's say them once more, and just to clarify, short, long, e, short, long palate, short, long lips, r, short, long cerebral. So the tongue is going back and up, r, and then dental, l, tongue back and up, starts at the teeth, and then our nice long vowels, a, I, o, ah. Now let's sound these. I, Now, for our choir concert, let's try and do the you know, at the end. Just a short breath. Not like German. I mean, I don't know whether that's German, but it's just I had German students in the past who commented on that breath sound, but not like that. It's just soft. Because the reason we're going to try not voicing that breath is because in theory, we hope that the auditorium, wherever we are, the room will be so silent that breath will be audible. So that will be one of the most beautiful moments. If that breath is just audible in silence, it'll be magic. So it's soft. It's like you almost can't hear it. It's like, you know, softer than when you breathe onto the car windscreen. Softer. Or almost like only you can hear it, but it's still heard. As soft as, you know, the dewdrops in spring and those white snowdrops that grow, and the rain falls on the snowdrops, and when you watch the rain or the ice melt and the drops just about to fall off the dewdrop, as soft as that raindrop that falls on the grass, it almost doesn't make a sound, but if you listen closely, you can hear the sounds of nature all around. So now we're going to take off, but are you ready to take off? So first we've got to check. Can you do that without any piano? Now add nasal. Has no nasal, but nasals to all the others. We're just building the ingredients, okay? Like we might have discussed before, these are all different ingredients. So let's do the nasals once more. What we can say, if you like, when we nasalize it, and those of you who haven't studied any Sanskrit before ever in your life, what we've done is what's on the Zoom chat, those lyrics, we've added a to the end of each. So instead of it becomes instead of im, instead of Why? Because it has a certain effect. What is that effect? Only you tell me after a few months of trying it out. So we'll just explore ourselves. Was there anything else on the nasal front? Oh yes, at the very end. So at the very end we say aham. So it's but with an aham. So why are we sounding this? For many, many, many reasons, but one of them is we just established the presence of the choir at the beginning. The choir, we've all lost our individual identities, and we have this ahamness, which is just beacons of Sanskrit sound, aham. So we're just introducing ourselves to the audience at the beginning of the concert. And then let's take flight. On your own, try. So beautiful. Now try it with a crescendo and a diminuendo. You know what that is? So when you, it's just fancy terms for going like this. Ooh and ooh. So it's like you're starting off, you grow in the springtime and you grow, and then a time has to come where your bud falls and you just come back. So just show that cycle of life in your very musical phrase. So you're going yes, sing it like you love it, you know, like it's a love song, like you want to attract your mate, for instance. Just sing it with that feeling, because these vowels are the vowels of creation. Ready? Yes, yes. set of lyrics. I'm going to just type out. Because I don't think on the sheet it says surasāyai, does it? So I'm just going to type them out because I think there'll be a little extra set of lyrics in your song. Okay, and Elena from Greece should be familiar with this. And those of you from home, here in the room, if you have a pen, can write them down, but it's surasāyai. And don't wonder, are they on the sheet there? Oh, great. It's on there, you can... Hello? Yes, we'll go through the meanings, definitely. So, basically, to sum up, what we're singing to is the sweet loveliness and elegance of divine feminine. That's to sum it up. And you could feel it, I hope, in the song we've just done with the Sanskrit alphabet vowels, that feeling of e, u, re, re, I, o, e, u, re, I, o, The vowels represent that, but now we come to some words that represent it. And the words are surasāyai, sweet and lovely and charming. Jane, you are. Surasa, Jane is surasa, sweet, lovely and charming. Vāgdevyai, my very, very, very favorite in all time, goddess of speech. Vāgdevyai, Vāgdevyai. And then we have Mahabhadra, goddess of good fortune. I say goddess, it's just the vibrations of good fortune, because the goddess is simply a form to connect to those vibrations. And then we have Saudamini. Saudamini, like the lightning in the sky. It can flash in an instant and it can just wake you up in a flash. Saudamini. Saudamini. And then we have another beauty, Vararoha. Vararoha. Candida is Vararoha. Handsome and elegant. Elegant and beautiful. Vararoha. It's a lovely set of syllables. You see how the set of syllables comes together? Vararoha. And then we have another lovely one. Kanta. Kanta. Lovely. Kanta. So then we're honoring these forms as they are manifest in front of us, as they're really manifest in these sounds themselves. So we honor these forms by adding these I endings to each of the words, I, and that's representing that we're honoring them. In other words, we're respecting them in ourselves, we're respecting them in others, we're paying homage to them, we're showing that our appreciation and our love of them. So then the same tune, don't have to learn any other tune. We go surasāyai vāgdevyai, surasāyai vāgdevyai. Once more. Surasāyai vāgdevyai, Mahabhadrayai Saudaminyai, Mahabhadrayai Saudaminyai, Mahabhadrayai Saudaminyai, Mahabhadrayai Saudaminyai, Vararohayai, 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 Kantayai. Vararohayai repeats 3 times. Vararohayai, 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 Kantayai. Surasāyai vāgdevyai. concert is taking place in England, and it will be sort of towards the end of spring, just as summer's sparkling. So these sounds they'll come into their own even more at this time. Sounds of spring. So we'll sing that phrase once more. Yes, Karina.
We haven't got it in the Devanagari. This, we have this in the Devanagari.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah, in your Devanagari copy. Yeah, sure. We'll have to. Can you tell Zana? Surasāyai. So we'll sing that phrase once more. Surasāyai vāgdevyai mahamantrayai saunaminde vararohayai 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 kantayai. On your own. Second half of the room, when we get to the last three vararohayas, you go vararohayai, vararohayai, vararohayai kantayai, vararohayai, vararohayai, vararohayai. And those of you where spring is flourishing, you can feel it because it's summer at the beginning of Makar Sankranti in India. You know, it's the spring is in the air already, whether we think it or not. It's there, it's in the air. You can begin to sing this to the blossoms that you see coming up. If you have flowers in your home, sing this to them. They love to hear you sing. Flowers are just as much part of your family. And Bella, who's with us from Thailand, sings to her flowers, and they bud in galore. I don't know if that makes sense. So let's practice your harmonies with your bass parts. So you've got beautiful. And I'm aware that these lyrics might seem particularly women-friendly, and even the song itself might seem particularly like a woman-friendly song. But for the gentlemen in the choir, if the pitch isn't quite work, find your way around it. Then find your own natural harmonies, and it's sounding gorgeous as you sing. So find your pitch underneath if it's not quite right, but if it fits, that's okay. So let's sing the whole thing, starting with the vowels, which we nasalize, then with the vowels R, E, E, and then the words. So we'll start with the nasalized vowels. Again. Yes, the Devanagari is not there, so we can give you the Devanagari script. I'll send it to Zara after and we'll give it to you. This bit is not there in the Devanagari copy, but it is in the Roman script. Is that correct, Carolina? It's just not on the Devanagari script. So we can, for those of you reading from Devanagari, we'll send it to you afterwards.
And also sorry. Is it, where's the long R?
So on the Vara, it's Vararohayai, Vararohayai, Vara. But in the song, you might not hear the second long R so clearly because it's in the melody. Vararohayai, 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 Kantayai. You could emphasize it a bit more like Vararohayai, 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 Kantayai. So we sing the words Surasāyai, vāgdevyai, Mahabhadrayai, Saudamindai, Vararohayai, 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 Kantayai. Surasāyai, vāgdevyai, Mahabhadrayai, Saudamindai, Vararohayai, 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 Kantayai. Uttamam. However long we do that for, we'll decide when it comes closer to the time of the concert. But that's the gist of that first part. Then we go straight into the Vedic chant for Saraswati. So this one line of Vedic chant, everyone learns. What I mean is, if we choose to do the rest of it, which fills your first page, that would be the Vedic group. So just this one line of Vedic chant, we've got Om. Prano Devi Saraswati, Prano Devi Saraswati, Prano Devi Saraswati, Vājebhirvājinīvati, Vājebhirvājinīvati, Vājebhirvājinīvati. Dhīnāmavitrявatu, Dhīnāmavitrявatu. Tongue twister. Trya, T-R-Y, Tryavatu, Tryavatu, Tryavatu. Dhīnāmavitrявatu, Dhīnāmavitrявatu, Dhīnāmavitrявatu. We'll do the Vedic chant once more, call and response each section. Om Prano Devi Saraswati. So you've got the ups and downs. Prano, Prano, Devi. Once more. Prano, Devi. Saraswati, Saraswati. That whole bit. Prano Devi Saraswati, Vājebhirvājinīvati. vāgdevyai, 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 vāginivati, vāginivati, dhinamavi, 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 triyavatu, triyavatu. So for now, we're just doing the Vedic chant that goes up to triyavatu. So Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vāgdevyai Vāginivati Dhinam Avit Triyavatu, finish. And then it's optional for the second bit for those who want to later. Okay, so just that first bit we're learning. This is the essence of the chant. The rest of it is a special mathematical formulas in Vedas which repeat the words of the chant in certain ways, because in the oral tradition we needed ways to help you really understand and know the chant, because there were no books. So we just had to know the chant. And what's this chant mean? It's to do with, you can tell straight away, Goddess Saraswati, but it's Vedic Sanskrit, so the words are split up in slightly different ways. But it's asking for Goddess Saraswati's protection, Triyavatu, may she protect us in all aspects of the mind and thinking, Dhinam. Saraswati, who is full of plenitude, ever full, Vāgdevyai Vāginivati, with steeds, which are like, the force of horses, like that strength of the mind, it has great power. She is the guardian of our thoughts. Dhinam, may she protect our thoughts. She's the guardian. So hopefully this is for protection from, sometimes from our thoughts even, but protection. And it's calling on Saraswati, and it's a key Vedic chant. There's many key Vedic chants and mantras, you could say, like there's the Gayatri mantra, and there's the Mrityunjaya mantra, and this is a key Vedic chant to Saraswati. So we'll sound it once more, call and response, slowly, just to get the ups and downs, make sure they're clear. Om Prano. Before we do that, just to clarify pronunciations. So pra, simple, but then you've got n, a dot underneath means it's more dha, n. So pra, mo, prana, not n, n. Prano Devi, nice and simple. Saraswati, nice and simple. Saraswati. Vāgdevyai. B is b-h, so it's b. Vāgdevyai. Vāgdevyai, short e. Vāginivati. The n is dental. Vāginivati. Then dhinam. The d is the h. Dhi. So it's not d, but the. Dhinam. Dhinam avitriyavatu. 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 It should trip off your tongue, Vivian, I feel. Yeah. So let's try this chant. Call and response in sections. Om Prano Devi. Saraswati. Saraswati. Vāgdevyai. Vāgdevyai. Vāginivati. Vāginivati. Dhinam avitriyavatu. Dhinam avitriyavatu. All together, whole chant. Om Prano Devi vāgdevyai dhināmavidyavatu. And for the Vedic portion, we must get our ups and downs so precise, because that will give the listener the juice, you know. So we just check that the ups and downs are definitely there. So you've got Prano, Devi, Saraswati, Vāgdevyai, Vāgdevyai, Dhinam Avidyavatu. I'll sound it once so you have it on this video, but you've also got what we've just done for practice. So you'll hear the whole thing once through. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vāgdevyai Vāgdevyai Dhināmavidyavatu. End of our Saraswati portion. Now let's go to your sheets, to the, it's number 4, I think, in your lyric sheets, and it's the Sūryas, the 12 Sūryas and the Rama. Oh yes, that's only for the Vedic group. Oh, I see. Yes, no, not connected. So if we have time, we should have time at the end of every rehearsal. We'll devote 20 minutes or half an hour or so to a Vedic group who will do the longer versions of the chants. Okay, so the Sūryas section. This for now. We're going to just make sure we know all of these names of Sūrya, Sūrya the sun, and because our concert's in May on a Sunday, it's the perfect time to be singing these. And obviously you can also sing them when you're doing your Sūrya namaskaras, and you can bring them into your movements. But for now we will learn the song. Okay. So first, let's sound you should have 12 names. And what we're going to do as we go through the rehearsals is give you quiz and challenges. And between all of you in the room, without looking at your book, you've got to name all 12 names of the sun. Can you give it a go now without looking? So just checking. But after a few rehearsals, that should be possible. Don't have to be in the order, but name all 12 names of the sun. So let's just go through them. We've got Mitra, the sun as a friend. Ravi, the sun as it's representing sound. Ravi Shankar, Ravi. Sūrya, shining one. Bhanu, bright. Bhanu. Khagga, for those of you who have studied Sanskrit, Jasmine in Germany, you must already know the word khagga, and you know what it is. Pilu, you know khagga? Khagga, just checking. Khagga, it's, if I tell you what it literally means, you tell me what it is. Ka, space, ga, to go. What flies in space? What goes in space? Aeroplanes, yeah. Or a bird, because in the Vedic time they wouldn't have had aeroplanes necessarily, only in their special traveling in the yogic dimensions. So khagga, yes, khagga is another name for the sun because it's that which is in space. Khagga. Pushni, Lovely word. Pu, pu, and then sh, n. So it's a mordha sh, mordha n. Pushni, nourisher. Oh, that's the alarm for the Vedic chanting people. That's just the alarm to tell me to start to think of bringing the session to the Vedic group. So anyway, Pushni, nourisher. Then Pushni, nourisher. But it's just a name of the sun. Yeah, to nourish. Pushni. And then your next one on your list, Hiranya Garbha. Hiranya, mordha, Hiranya Garbha. The golden womb. Oh, so nice. Hiranya Garbha. And then we've got Marichi. Marichi, the ray of light. Marichi. Aditya. Aditya. Boundless, unbroken. Literally inexhaustible abundance. Aditya. Aditya. Savitri. Savitri, that which stimulates. Savitri, invigorates. Then we've got Arka. Arka, brilliance. And finally, Bhaskara. Bhaskara, shining and glittering, creating light, like when the sun is reflecting in the river or the lake and you can see all the ripples that glisten. Bhaskara, shining everywhere. And in the frosty mornings, it glistens all across the frosted grass. So now we'll sound about all of these names. So we start with Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Sūrya Namaha. Om Sūrya Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Khagaya Namaha. Om Khagaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Adityaya Namaha. Om Adityaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Arkaya Namaha. Om Arkaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Okie dokie. Now, so just to introduce all the names, now we have ladies. For this portion, you will be singing just a floating melody, which is going like this. Feel like you're floating across the Greek, is the Aegean Sea, where is it? Somewhere, we're floating across the Aegean Sea, around the Greek islands, and you're just singing. So ladies, just sing this floaty melody. First part. So beautiful. Next bit we have again. Once more. Whole bit. Like you're on a boat, you know, the sound itself, the voice is slightly moving with the waves. Now we'll be singing that a few times, and as we do, the gentleman will start coming in with Sūrya, Om, Sūrya, Om, Sūrya, Om, Sūrya, Om. How is that pitch-wise? Let's try. Yeah. Om, Sūrya, Om, Sūrya, Om, Sūrya, and no Om at the end. So we're going Sūrya, Om, Sūrya, Om, Sūrya, Om, Sūrya. And it doesn't have to be gentlemen, ladies as well. We can do the halfway room again. Just for the purposes of ease. So halfway this room and halfway this room. So just for practice, this side of the room, try everyone going the Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om, Sūrya. Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om, Sūrya. Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om, Sūrya. That's it. So if you have sheets, it might be useful to write on your sheet Sūrya Om. Hold on. It's just literally Sūrya, Sūrya and Om. Oh. Zah, can you type it for people? Sūrya Om, just to triple check. So we're just going to be singing that at the very beginning of the song. Sūrya Om. Okay, so let's try putting it together so you can enjoy it. So we'll start off with you guys, the people going Sūrya Om, and then we'll bring the floaters over the top. Okay, so Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om, Sūrya. Keep going. Now let's just check the Sūrya group. Are you happy with it as it is, or would you like an extra harmony? Like, because at the moment you're going Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om. So you're going Sūrya Om. Sūrya, Om, Sūrya, Om, Sūrya. Lovely. Are you happy with that? Okay. Good. In the concert itself, those of you who have been in round one, the flexibility worked, didn't it? You might think online, why isn't she being more precise? And I need my parts number 1, 2, 3, and I need to know exactly how many times. But those of you who are in choir round one can give testimony that it doesn't have to be like that, did it? There was never any trouble, right? It's just to give you reassurance, because when we actually come to singing in the concert, we want it to be free, because it's a choir, but it also needs to maintain the spirit of freedom that natural folk singing or natural singing around the fire would have. And that's not rigid or given certain things, it has to have an element of freedom at the same time. Okay, so that's the first part of the Sūrya bit, and we've covered the Sūrya mantras. In the next rehearsal, we will finish the Sūrya song, and then that will be it. But I think that's enough for the group as a whole to practice for now. So you've got to practice the opening one, which was the Saraswati. We started with the Om, Aim, Hrīm, Śrīm, and the Sanskrit vowels. And then we brought in the lyrics, surasāyai, vāgdevyai, etc. Then we chanted one Vedic prayer to Saraswati. And that was as far as we got with Saraswati. Then we looked at just now the Sūrya section we've been through all the names, the 12 names of Sūrya, which will be just sung on one note. And then we had the melody from this half of the room and the Sūrya Om, Sūrya Om. So that's plenty enough to practice. And the original Cosmic Choir group know that in an ideal world, keep learning by heart, because we don't really need the sheets. These are just guidance. And the reason why there's not notation written out on the sheets is because I want to keep this quite open to all, and you should not have to read music. Secondly, you shouldn't have to be able to read Devanagari script. And thirdly, I just want it to be as less attention to what's written as possible as we go on. Obviously, we have to look at it to learn. And the choir still have their copies in the concert, obviously, we won't take it away, but just as far as possible, we begin to learn these by heart. So this is a great point for any questions. And then after that, I'm going to say, if you feel you don't want to join for the Vedic intense bit, you feel free to depart. And otherwise, we're going to look at some Vedic chanting to finish with. So any questions at all? Is everything all right? Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a way? Yeah.
So in terms of practicing, you know, we've done only 2 things today. We did just the Saraswati and just the Sūrya, right? So forget everything else on your sheets. You shouldn't even need to be looking at them. Nothing else. We gave you the sheets in advance, but there's no need to even look, right? For just the bits we've done today, if you looked, say in a few days, if possible this evening, but as soon as possible, go over the Zoom recording that we've just had of today, not in the not too distant future. So that's roughly an hour. You can just fast forward all the talk. We'll give you time codes on the Zoom, so it will be very clear. This is where this bit is. So you can just jump to the time codes. Go over the Zoom, just make sure it's all familiar. Then once that's been done, anything that we've done between now and the next rehearsal, which is in a month's time, as far as possible on a daily basis, just spend 5 minutes going over it. I'm not saying an hour, just 5 minutes, you're literally just singing to yourself. And then you're singing to yourself the surasāyai, vāgdevyai. But obviously at the beginning, you'll need the sheets, or you'll have it on your phone to do that. But spend 5 minutes every day, and soon you won't need the sheets or the phone anymore. You will just touch base with it every day without the phone. Does that make sense? Between now and next month, then the rest leave. Just 5 minutes every day. And those of you who were in Cosmic Choir before, do you have any tips?
Well, this will be on YouTube. Right?
Yes, it will be on the YouTube playlist.
I was just going to say, just do it every day. It's not about how much time you spend, it's about how frequently you do.
That's a very important point from Carolina. It's the frequency, not the time spent. So obviously you don't have to listen to the Zoom every day, the hour-long Zoom. Just visit the chants every day. And hopefully that's why it becomes more than just a choir. It becomes an opportunity for us all to have a touch point every day, you know, something to remember together as a practice. And if you wanted a quality that sums up the essence of today's, it's to do with loveliness. You know, there's many hymns in the Christian tradition that speak of loveliness. How great thou art, how lovely, how beautiful, how kind. And it might sound like a bit of a airy-fairy concept, that of loveliness, but to notice it where it is, you know, to begin to notice things of loveliness in yourself and in your surroundings. Take a bit of time if you can, even if it's just sitting at your home and you've decided you have a spring bulb, you know, is it hyacinths, those things that smell a lot, and they come slowly coming up now, or whatever it is. Just connect to something that rises in you, a loveliness, whatever that is. And if you're surrounded by stuff that's not lovely, so to speak, doesn't matter, because it's in you anyway. It doesn't matter. We're never going to get rid of everything. It's just natural. There's stuff that's not and there's stuff that is. But just touch base with that which is, and that's the flow. And explore how these mantras sit with you. They're sounds, vibrations. Just it's a self-exploration on our own, really. And one of the primary things which Pilu mentioned before is it gives the mind something alternative. So let the mind play with these sounds instead of other stuff, and just notice the impact of daily returning to them. And then when we come back together, you'll feel a certain freedom in just being able to sing these without trying, so to speak. And that's a beautiful experience, and one that I hope as many people as possible experience. Just the freedom and joy of sound, singing. So just to recap once more for the Zoom, for when you watch your video of what we did so far today, we had the very beginning, we've had the Saraswati chants, and we started with Om Aim Hrīm Śrīm. We added a harmony. Om Aim Hrīm Śrīm. And a final conclusion. Om Aim Hrīm Śrīm. We added, first we'll do the nasals. surasāyai, vāgdevyai, mahabhadrayai, saudaminde, vararohayai, 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 kantayai. Om Prano Devi Saraswati vājebhirvājinīvati dhīnāmavitrявatu. And the names of the sun. Om Mitraya Namaha, Om Ravaye Namaha, Om Sūryaya Namaha, Om Bhanave Namaha, Om Khagaya Namaha, Om Pushne Namaha, Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha, Om Marichaye Namaha, Om Adityaya Namaha, Om Savitre Namaha, Om Markaya Namaha, Om Bhaskaraya Namaha, Sūrya, Om Sūrya, Om Sūrya, Om Sūrya, Sūrya, Om Sūrya, Om Sūrya, Om Sūrya. To be continued next time. So for anyone who might feel they want to say goodbye now, thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us. Hey, Zara. Announcement before if anyone goes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If there's anyone who didn't receive the email, there was this email with kind of like pink and purple buttons on it with pretty much everything you need. If you didn't receive that, just say me in the chat and then I will send it to you, because a few people, it's either gone into their spam or, yeah, that's it.
What was the date of it, please? What was the date you sent it out? Sent out?
Okie dokie. So now we begin the more rigorous part, the Vedic part. So you know the chant we started with to Saraswati, which was the Om Prano Devi Saraswati vājebhirvājinīvati dhīnām avitryavatu. Okay, this is going to be a very good session because we're going to go properly into the Vedic bits. So I'm just going to get a pen. Zara, do you have a pen? Or if there's any felted in that desk or something. Zara, can you show the camera? Oh, thanks, Olivia. Can you try and show the camera close to that board? Because I'm going to write something on it. On the Saraswati bits. So we're just going to, I'll see if I can take this computer with Zara's help. I think it will be okay battery power for a bit.
What's it on?
It should, is it on full?
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we'll be okay. Does that screen look pretty clear to you, right? you can see. Great, and then we're going to change this sheet to the Vedic sheet. You know, that Saraswati sheet from the beginning.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to, maybe we could use your computer too, Zart, but hopefully you can, they can still see me for now. But we're going to discuss how the Vedic symbols for ups and downs works, you know, for the pitch. So how you know to go like Saraswati rather than just Saraswati. So we're just going to write those symbols in for you. And then once you've got the symbols, they're a great aid in learning. Okay, so first we'll do the symbols oh yes, good idea. See, this will help a lot. So you can see here it says Om Prano. So what we're going to do, hopefully you can see in the room as well, we're going to add this. You see that vertical line? Can you see that? Can you see it? Candida, give me a thumbs up. Oh, good. Okay, good. So you see that vertical line? That shows that we're going Om Prano. You see, it's showing you're going up. Then we're going Prano Devi. So because we're going down, we use a horizontal line under the day. Do you see? So this shows Om Prano Devi. So now you've got the code. You don't have to keep faffing about with me doing this, you know, because you've got it. So the vertical line means you go up. The horizontal line underneath means you go down. So you've got Om Prano Devi Saraswati. Do you see? Saraswati. So we've got Om Prano Devi Saraswati. And you can take a picture on phone afterwards. Prano Devi Saraswati. Then we've got Vāgdevyai, because it's going Vāgdevyai up and down. Vāgdevyai Vājinivati, down da 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 da. Vājinivati, and then we have Dhinam Avit Triyavatu. Okay, stop. Vāgdevyai. Remember, anyone that feels they don't want to bother with this, feel free to leave, because I can't emphasize enough. Don't worry, no problem. So if you feel like you can't be bothered, not a problem. Okay, so this is the Vedic chanting system. So you've got Om Prano up, Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vājdevyai Vājinivati Dhinam Avitriyavatu. So in order to chant, we have a home note. Say this is our home note. When you have the vertical line, you're going When you have the horizontal line, you're going So you've got 3 notes. Normal and it doesn't matter. Often it's a minor lick, like So it's like Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vājdevyai Vājinivati Dhinam Avitriyavatu. So if that makes sense to you, then you've got the Vedic code, so you don't need to keep worrying. You've got it written. That's your code. And if there's no markings, it's just the home note. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to try something. Here, Vivian, I'll give you your pen back. I'm just going to see if there's a fountain or anything. in this drawer here. So let's see if we can do this. So what we're going to do is this prana should go here, like, so we're going to have prano. The prano goes there. So we have prano. I wonder how that, oh yeah, okay, actually prana. Yeah, so the prana just comes here, prana. It's on the next line. Okay. So now we're going to go into our next bit. So we start with this prana, which is like going to be in the next section, prana. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the Vedic system of chanting, which is in a series. We're going to go, if this is number 1, pra, number 2 is na. Bear with me, it might seem a bit complicated for now, but pra is number 1, number 2 is na, okay? So you can see we're going to go 1, 2, that's the code, 1, 2, okay? Then, this is I'm trying to go see if I can explain this in a simple way. And you see, na, 1, 2 is going to be our code, which takes us all the way to, let me see where it finishes, to here. That's going to be the code. Okay. So this is the code, 1, 2. What does this code mean? 1, first sound, pr, second sound, n, 2. Then the n becomes number 1. I'm going to let go of the code soon, but see if you can bear with me for a little bit longer. The n becomes number 1, and then it's still 1, 2, because n becomes number 1. And then what's after n in your chant? Devi. Devi becomes number 2. Do you see? Then Devi becomes number 1. So you've still got 1, 2. What's after Devi in your chant? Saraswati becomes number 2. Then Saraswati becomes number 1. What's after Saraswati? Vāgdevyai. Vāgdevyai becomes number 2. See? Then Vāgdevyai becomes number 1. What's after Vāgdevyai? Vājinīvati becomes number 2. So this is called, it's called Ganapataha. And there's special groups of pundits, Vedic pundits in India, that specialize in grouping chants in this way in order to not only primarily help you remember them, because imagine if you're breaking up the chant, prano devi saraswati, prano no devi, prano no devi, devi saraswati, saraswati vājdevyai, vājdevyai vājinīvati, vājinīvati, etc. It's going to help you go through the words. But then going backwards, what's the whole point of remembering the Vedic chants anyway? Because it's the mantric formulas to connect you with the essence of Saraswati. So by repeating the words like this over and over again, you're repeating, and it would happen at a very fast pace. I'm hoping we can get to that fast pace because it will be awesome. But it's literally plugging in, it's like plugging a plug into the socket. And the only thing that will be heard in the room is Saraswati, 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 until everything else disappears. And the only thing filling the room is the vibes of Saraswati. Then you can experience the power of the goddess without visiting the temple. That's the purpose of chanting. When that purpose has been lost, the Vedic traditions needed to have a way of being expressed. So eventually they morphed and have to come into forms like Hinduism, where you can go to the temple. The Vedic chants might not be known by anyone other than the priests, but the public people who want to connect with that go to the temple. And the purpose then is in seeing the image of the goddess. They close eyes, meditate upon that image of the goddess, surrender and worship, offering fruits and foods to that goddess, in order to have the same result. So we're just going through it through the chants, through the Vedic chants. Okay, so we've got 2 here. So we have prana, 1, 2. No Devi, 1, 2. Devi Saraswati. Saraswati vājebhir, vājebhir vājinīvati, vājinīvati. Okay. Now at this point in the chant, we call it sort of, it's like a bit of an end of a section. So do you see, that's why you say, why isn't it 1, 2 again? Vājinīvati, vājini. This is like a concluding stanza, if you like. Okay, that's the end of that section. It's just finishing. And then we start on the new section. Dhinam, 1. Avitri, 2. So we've got 1, 2. Dhinam avitri. Then avitri avatu, 1, 2. Avitri avatu. Avitri avatu. And then again, end of section. So there's only a couple of 1, 2s there. 1, 2. And then it's already ended, because the chant's so short. But you can imagine how this would be. You could do this same process like with the Triambakam mantra or with the Gayatri mantra. Same process will happen in Vedic chanting. Now, shall we try exploring how it feels to sound what we've just been looking at, right? So have we got our ups and downs? Let's check. So you need your ups and downs. So we've got pranaha, so it's going up, pranaha, and then it goes no Devi, no Devi, and then we've got Devi Saraswati, Devi Saraswati. Then we've got next bit Saraswati vājebhihi, Saraswati vājebhihi. And then we've got vājebhir vājinīvati, vājebhir vājinīvati. And then we've got vājinīvatiti, vājinīvatiti, vājinīvati. Actually, here we go down. Vājinīvati, vājinīvati, dhinam avitri, dhinam avitri, avitriyavatu, avatvityavatu. Okay, so now should we try chanting? That's why I did say, remember, in the future, if it's too much, only the hardcore Vedic people stay on for this bit, must emphasize. And it's not a problem. It's just because I feel, better not get too many desires, but I feel an important role of this choir has to be to chant Vedas in an extremely precise way and make it available to the general public, because that's not really there much. So that's why I'm just inviting a small group of the choir, if you feel you have the time to dedicate to it. But if you don't, we've got plenty of other stuff going on. You see what I mean? Like the stuff we started with up till now. So this will be the format of the rehearsals. An hour and a half to the singing and half an hour to the Vedic intense. Anyone who wants to leave after an hour and a half, feel free. And hardcore Vedics, you just hold court and stay here. Even if there's just 10 of us that do it, you stay with us, okay? Now let's try the whole chant from there to there. And we're going to go through the 1-2 system, which is the Ganapartha. Okay, so we've got Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vājebhir vājinīvati Dhinam avitriyavatu. Then we go to the 1-2 section. Pranaha no Devi, Devi Saraswati, Saraswati vājebhihi vājebhirvājinīvati vājinīvat. Oh yes, vājinīvatiti vājinīvati. Closed section. So we sound this bit once more. Vājinīvatiti vājinīvati dhīnāma vitri avityavatu avatvityavatu. End of section. 1-2 section complete. So can you imagine, you get a taste, even for those of you who might be thinking, whoa, at least you get a taste of the amazingness of Vedic chanters, right? They can do this whole thing by heart. If you just sung to them a chant, they go like, okay, 1-2 formula, and off they go. That's what my teachers can do. And it's as amazing as Kanye West rapping for like 10 minutes, but it blows my mind even more because obviously of the love of Sanskrit. But it's like the best rapper you've ever heard. They can just go for it with the Sanskrit. Okay, so let's just now do the 1-2 bit once more, a bit faster, so you get a taste. So we go, Pranaha no Devi Devi Saraswati Saraswati Vājebhihi Vājebhir Vājinīvati Vājinīvatiti Vājinīvati Dhīnāma Vitri Avityavatu Avatvityavatu. And then that's the speed we go for it. There's no room then for anything else, right? And then the tabla starts, then the drum starts, then we beat upon the trees, whatever, and we just sing these chants continuously. And can you imagine what will happen? Who knows? But we'll do it, and we'll bring Vedic chanting to this country because that's where we happen to be. But for all the countries you are around the world, we'll hopefully bring groups that can be of service, because there's many Vedic chanting groups around the world and in England, many groups of priests who chant, and we will just join them and hopefully share these with people. Yes, sir.
I just wondered, maybe you could sing that bit again at the speed, but with just you so that they can listen to it back.
Okay, sure. So we'll hear the chant 1-2 at speed, but obviously you can practice it slowly, but we've got the slow practice in the Zoom. So we've got Pranaha no Devi Devi Saraswati Saraswati Vājebhihi Vājebhir Vājinīvati Vājinīvatiti Vājinīvati Dhīnāma Vitri Avityavatu Avatvityavatu. That will all come after we've done this, you know, with the whole choir, that first chant, because then the audience get the sort of gem, if you like. But then once they've heard the gem, they want to get what makes up the gem. What are all the chemical properties that have been put together to bring that gem? And then the audience will be amazed. Imagine this group of random people. the drum will start, and then suddenly the Vedic chanting will fill the space. It will blow people's mind. And the point is, the audience won't be able to think of anything else either. That's the point. Because a lot of the time music triggers emotion. Vedic chant does not trigger emotion. Emotion needs to be triggered sometimes. Obviously, you have to let go and release. But the Vedic chant will cut like a knife and just clear things through. It's not to trigger emotion. It's to just bring us to who we are and what we are, which is free from emotion. It experiences emotion, but it is free from it. And that's the effect the Vedic chant will also have on the people who listen. Whether they know what it is or not, it really has not matter at all. So have fun practicing that. And you asked about practice. So that's why I emphasize again, for those of you who don't have time, just relax and enjoy the singing part of the choir, 5 minutes a day practice. If you're into the Vedic bit, you'll need to add another, I would say 5 to 10 minutes a day until it becomes clear if you're joining in the Vedic part. And again, just to say, these videos are obviously available to you ad infinitum. So even if this round you feel the Vedic part's a bit much, you've got access to them for as long as YouTube exists. So you can still learn in your own time. You might think in a year's time, oh, I want to do that Vedic bit that we did, and you while you're on holiday or something. So there's no rush. So we'll bring it to a close. And if you have any questions, can email Zara, who's been here helping out everyone. A round of applause for Zara. And we'll bring this to a close. We'll sound Om Śrī Paramātmane Nama Atha. And when we say goodbye, we'll just hand over to Zara. She'll just remind you when the next rehearsal is. and then we'll see you then. So thank you for joining us. Śrī Paramātmane Nama Atha. Iti. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye. So the order is off, isn't it? Next rehearsal is February 20th. So hopefully see you there. It's on a Sunday again. Same place, same time. Cool. Is there anything else? We'll do Anna. Sorry, just talking to people.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Zara.
No worries.
Hello, Zara. Hello, Zara.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, everyone from Barcelona.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Ciao.
Thank you, Zara. Thank you.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for coming. I haven't opened your thing yet. It's here on the desk. I was gonna open it. Should I open it now?
Hey, how are you? How are you today?
I'm good. Yeah. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great to see you.
I love your shirt. It's really nice.
Oh yeah, it's from Thailand. Sometimes.
What's the red thing?
It's just, I don't know, just something, decoration. Decoration.
Yay. That's really cool.
Yeah. Do you want to learn some Thai? Do you want to learn some Thai? Thai.
Yeah, go on. What?
Yeah. Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ
Kopum cow. Cool.
Thai. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Kopum cow.
And goodbye. Goodbye. Sawadi.
Saraswatī. Cool. Oh. How is English taught? Is it kind of just spoken generally in Thailand?
Oh, we just have online class. We just have an online class like 2 weeks now, and later we don't know. 2 weeks now.
Yeah, it's annoying because we don't really like, because everyone speaks English, we never get to learn any new languages. So yeah, it's good.
So hope you come to Thailand one day. Hope you
I
come to
hope so.
Thailand
That
one
would
day.
be so good. Maybe Gabriella will do something in that direction at some point. That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? I'd love to.
Yeah, Thailand is nice. The weather is so cool. The weather is nice. Every day is in summer.
Yeah, it would be. It looks really amazing. I'd love to. It'd be really cool. Cool. Jim, did you get the materials? Oh, you're on mute.
I haven't checked yet,
Oh, cool.
but I'll check now.
Cool, cool.
You, which email did you send it to?
The new one.
The new one, okay.
What time is it for you, Bella?
It's almost 7:30 p.m. 7:30
Oh,
p.m.
that's not too bad. Some
Yeah,
people
it's a-
come at like 2 a.m. or something crazy.
Yeah.
No, we're 7 hours ahead of GMT.
Yeah, so what time is it for you, Jim?
So 7:41.
PM.
Yes, that's right.
Is it evening? I don't know.
It's evening, yeah.
Oh, cool. So where are you based then?
I'm also in Thailand. I'm in Thailand. I'm in Nakhon Si Thammarat.
Oh, do you know each other?
No.
No.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Guys, before you leave,
Hello. Where do you live?
I live in Nakhon Si Thammarat. I'm Tung Song.
Oh, okay. I live in Loy. Do you know Loy?
Loy, in the north.
Yes. I live.
Yes, I know where it is, but I haven't been there before.
Yeah. If you want, you can come. You can come here and we would meet. It would be nice. I'm so happy to see someone in Thailand, you know.
Yeah, okay. Maybe sometime in the future, yeah. Okay.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, see you.
See you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, there it is.
you want to meet some Zoom people? They're still here, I think.
Let's do
I'll
it.
let who's there. Jim. Hello. Did you find
hello.
it, Jim?
Yes, I see that. Yes, I found it.
Oh, good. I'll probably
I found
close the meeting now.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Thank
See
you,
you.
Zara. Okay.